If you want to learn what to invest in or simply want to know why you still do not have enough money for your personal expenses, then you should know what assets and liabilities are, how they work, and why it is so necessary to know the difference. Many could become entangled with this topic if it is not well explained. The reality is that it is easier than you think. An asset is everything that generates income for you. That's right, that's the job of an asset, to generate income for whoever owns it. Assets are divided into two simple groups, which I am going to highlight for investors. There are fixed assets. They are those assets that are required to generate income without the need to lose the assets. An example of this is an apartment. You have a rental apartment which leaves you about $700 a month, but the apartment is still yours, generating monthly profits without having to sell it. This is considered a fixed asset if it meets one more condition, and that is if it is maintained over the period of 1 year. Current assets, they are only those assets that are intended to be used within a period of 1 year or a shorter period. Generally, the system of these assets works by acquiring the asset and selling it at a higher price. Let's take the example of the apartment. You have $200,000 and you buy an apartment, which months later you sell it for $220,000. Your earnings were $20,000, generated by current assets. The liabilities can be interpreted in a very simple way once you know what an asset is, and it is that although I have said that an asset generates money, then a liability rather makes you spend more money. Liabilities are those acquisitions that require a monetary maintenance to keep in possession. A common example could be a car. With a car you go shopping, on vacation, or to work, but you have to fill it with gasoline, take it to maintenance, or if a part is damaged you have to repair it. All those things make a vehicle a liability. We might think that a liability is not important, but the reality is that if it is, liabilities are those things that you enjoy and that you need, although you clearly have to have a balance between liabilities and assets. I usually ask myself if the reason for my financial situation is because I have more liabilities than assets. We must learn to differentiate between liabilities and assets, and although the difference seems obvious, when acquiring a tangible asset we do not know how to determine if it belongs to the category of liabilities or assets. Many believe that your home is an asset because the bank says that it is a great asset, but the reality is that it is not. We should not trust the banking systems of today. They want to sell you liabilities as assets. They make you believe that everything you have is an asset: your house, your car, your credit card, and all those things that usually tend to be a means to make you an asset. If I told you to make a list of assets and another list of liabilities that you have, the second one will be fuller. The rich work to retain assets and the poor to retain liabilities. If the importance of assets in your life for greater financial growth has not yet been clear to you, I recommend you observe rich people and how they become rich, and you will see that the only thing what they do is look for an asset and acquire it while you work to spend on liabilities that generate debts, and after a few years you become bankrupt. If you had $200,000 to buy the house of your dreams, it is very likely that you would buy it. On the other hand, a person with the mentality of rich people would buy 2 apartments for $100,000, would rent them, and with the money generated by those assets would pay the mortgage on the house of your dreams. I hope you liked the video. You can leave your opinion in the comments and support this channel. Have a nice rest of the day.